Hello everyone. I hope everyone is fine. Today we are going to start the next or the new chapter of your 8th standard, that is conservation of plants and animals. So the conservation, this word you have heard in your previous classes related to the water. Is it the conservation of water sources, the conservation of water at the home or any other different places wherever it required? Is it so? Conservation means to retain it for a longer time for the different purposes, or to maintain it for a longer time, or to store it for a longer time. So what is the relation of a conservation here with plants and animals? The conservation of plants and animals means to retain a plants and animal species for a longer time on the earth. Means the existence should be for a longer time. For that purpose, which steps we have to take, and which steps mostly per year the government used to take the different steps. So here we are going to see that how the human beings are involved to destroy the nature, and how we fail to conserve the plants and animals due to the human activities, which are the problems we are facing ourselves only due to the destroying the natural sources, that may be plants, that may be animals. So in this chapter we are going to see those things. We will move towards our topics. The topics to be covered: deforestation, the causes and consequences, what is meant by the deforestation, why do we need to conserve the plants and animals, forest conservation, biosphere reserves, flora and fauna, endemic species, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, and at last reforestation. How to replant, how to remake the forest. Next, before moving towards the deforestation, we should know biodiversity means what. Because in biodiversity only the forestation, deforestation, reforestation, and conservation, all these terms come under the biodiversity. So the biodiversity, bio means, always you have to remind the word, that is a life form. Biology, bio, life form. Next, diversity, number of varieties. So the biodiversity means variety of living organisms existing on the earth, that may be animals, that may be plants, or microorganisms, or small organisms. So that's why the biodiversity is a variety of living organisms existing on the earth. Next, what are the importance of biodiversity to ecosystem? So see, the species diversity results in more stable biological community. Increased diversity results in the increased productivity, ensures sustenance of all life forms. See, we should have to be maintain these things. For that purpose, biodiversity is important to ecosystem. Next, what are the three aids of a biodiversity? See, or the three aids of a biodiversity means who is harmful for biodiversity, or which things are harmful for the biodiversity, for not retaining or not conserving the animals or the plant species on the earth. That is actually the human activities. So the human activities pose a threat to biodiversity. The main purpose of, or the main cause of one of a human activity is that harming the biodiversity, that is cutting down of trees in more numbers. Cutting down of trees in more numbers. See, that's why that word is called as a deforestation. We are going to see the deforestation is. See, what is deforestation? The permanent destruction or conversion of a forest area for other purposes. We have learned these things in your previous classes. The permanent destruction means permanently cutting down of a large number of trees for the different human purposes, for the residential purpose, that may be for industries and the agriculture. For the deforestation, these things will be happen. Next, deforestation in India. So see, you can see in the image I have shown you, the 30% of the deforestation is there, is it? So at the beginning of the 20th century, there was near about 30% of the forest was there, okay, at the beginning of the 20th century, but remaining was the land. After 100 years, or you can say also at the end of the 20th century, that was reduced to 19%. See, where was the 30% of a forest, and after the 100 years later only 19% of the land was consisting forest. It means that how much quantity of forest, the number of forest we have cut down. See, so if it keep in reducing, if we do continuous the deforestation, so after a couple of years no any forest existence on the earth. If such a things will be going on continuously, then no any forest will be exist on the earth. We will see only the 2-3 trees nearby our region or the area, but apart from there we will not able to see any forest region. That's why the today's condition is likewise. Next, what are the deforestation causes? The deforestation causes are overpopulation, agriculture, human settlement, making furniture, fuel, and the forest fires. The deforestation causes is the main cause of deforestation is the overpopulation. The increasing number of the population is really leading to the different number of problems in the nature. Not only the deforestation, along with that after the deforestation, lots of problems the human beings are facing. The first problem is that the increasing overpopulation that leads to one question is that how will they settle? Is it possible to buy their own home or own building flats? Is it? And one more question will be again there, will be they able to prefer a good kind of a food everybody is able to purchase? Is it? There are the lots of problems that due to the overpopulation we are facing, but deforestation also happening due to the overpopulation because everyone thinks that we should have our own homes. So for the living purposes the deforestation is going to be done. Next, for the agriculture purposes also we need lots of land. If land will not be there, then how can we cultivate our crops? We know that the crop means only the crops we used to take. We should not grow any type of the trees in the field. That's why for the agriculture purpose also we used to cut down the trees. Next, human settlement, as I have told you, if the overpopulation is there for their residential purposes, they will need a shelter. That's why the deforestation will done. Next, making furniture. See, nowadays we are living a modern life. For the modern life, everyone wanted to wish per their as per they want. Means for the living purposes, the furniture has become a nowadays as a basic thing. Without the furniture, we says that our home is not look like a home. Not only for the furniture, for making the different things inside the home also we need wood. Is it? Next, fuel. For the making fuel we obviously need a wood. Next, forest fire. So what is mean by the forest fire? It sometimes done intentionally by the human beings or sometimes non-intentionally by the nature. See, due to the extreme warm in the summer duration, the fire will be caused by itself in the forest. That's why the forest fire is one of the cause for the deforestation. It will lead to fire the whole forest area. Next, one of the law is there according to the government, that is national forest policy. One of the national forest policies there, according to that they tell us that what should be the area covered by the forest, means how much of the land should be consisting the forest for the benefits of the environment. See, the plain area should consist 33% of the forest, and the hilly area means, hilly means where actually the mountain type of regions are present, that region should consist 67% of forest. This is by the national forest policy. According to that no one is doomed, but it is the law that we have to be follow. So here 33% for the plain area and 67% for the hilly regions for the forest. Next, the deforestation harmful effects. What are the deforestation's harmful effects? The loss of a species. See, when you cut down the forest, it means that you are finishing the living beings habitat. Is it? If the animals are living in the forest, you are catching their habitat. Next, soil erosion. Wherever you do the deforestation or cut down the trees for a longer time, and you will not take any crops in that land also, obviously that land will become infertile and become a erode, means cracking of the soil, or the infertility of soil will be there. Next, due to the heavy sun, increased concentration of carbon dioxide. Obviously, if no trees are there, it means the oxygen level also we are cutting down, and we are leading to increase the carbon dioxide level in the nature. It leads later to cause a greenhouse effect. Increasing in the concentration of carbon dioxide in the environment, it called as a greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect means what? The increasing in the temperature of earth. If the temperature of earth will increase, we will face lots of problems. Again, that leads to cause global warming. So such a things we step by step we face. That's why the deforestation we should have to be stop it. Next, possibility of a flood increase. Obviously we have studied these points, flood and drought. Getting, if no trees are there, is it, if the natural disasters are going to be happen, at that time how will you stop that flood to come in the villages or any city or the town, if the no forest will be there to strike it or to stop it? Is it? Obviously it will lead to a flood in increase. Next, the possibility of a drought increasing. The drought means, you know, that the lackness of a rainfall, or the also called as the no rainfall for a longer time. See, the no rainfall will be there. See, no plants will be there, then it will lead to cause a increasing in the carbon dioxide, then it will lead to cause a greenhouse effect. Again it will lead to increase the temperature of the earth. Later, no any rainfall will be there. Means, see how many problems we will face in a stepwise. Along with that, increasing in the carbon dioxide concentration that leads to the greenhouse means increasing in the pollution. So one of the solution is that of these problems, that is to conserve plants and animals, to plant more plants. Next, who are the victims of the deforestation? Who are the main victims of the deforestation? The first to whom we used to harm to do a deforestation, that is the forest, means the trees which are present in that region. The first victim or the primary victim of the deforestation will be the forest. Secondary, or the second one, will be the animals. The animals which are living in that region, those will be the second victim. Means if the deforestation will be done, the forest will be cut down. If the forest will be cut down, the animals will be get killed. These are happens in this manner. Next, what can we do to protect these plants? So see, there are the two approaches or the two methods you can call in your word to conserve the biodiversity. The first one is the approach, that is in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. In situ conservation means in situ means inside, ex situ means outside, extra or extreme. Is it extra, or you can call as Extracellular means outside the cell. Inside, is it? So in situ means inside, ex situ means outside. For your understanding, I can give one example of laboratory experiment. If you are doing experiment inside the laboratory, at that time, that experiment is known as in situ experiment. If you need to do an experiment outside the laboratory, it means in the nature or in the environment anywhere outside the laboratory, that is called as a ex situ experiment. This is the difference. So here, how in situ conservation can be done by us and ex situ conservation can be done by us. Inside means where, outside means where we can conserve. Next, so in details we will see what is meant by the in situ. In situ means on site conservation. It is also known as on site conservation. Okay, what is the definition of in situ conservation? And protecting an endangered species in its natural habitat. See, protecting an endangered species means, endangered means those species decreasing in number of level from the earth, means for example like lions and the tigers, is it? So day by day those are getting less in number, those are known as endangered. Not only tiger, lions, there are the lots of animals which are present, is it? So to protect such a type of a species in its natural habitat. Natural habitat means where they have taken birth and which is their original place, where they are growing from the childhood to the adult. So that place is known as a natural habitat. It means to conserve them in a forest only. So government used to protect the forest, is it? There are some rules. Whenever we used to visit the forest, at that time also there some rules are there, because the forests are going to be conserved by the different types of the members through the government. Getting? So that is known as a in situ conservation. So in that, protection against the predators means, predator means you know that is going to be eat those type of animals. Next, protecting the habitats. Yes, we are protecting the habitats by the in situ conservation. Next, for example, like in situ conservation are national parks, sanctuaries and biosphere reserves. We are going to see in details all these things, but you have to just keep in mind that these are actually the in situ conservation, means in national park we are going to be conserve it, sanctuaries, that those we will see in details, no worry. Then biosphere resources. Next, ex situ conservation is also called as off-site conservation, means outside. Next, protecting an endangered species outside its natural habitat, means from the environment, from their original places. We used to be take care of them in a particular region. That is why they are known as ex situ conservation. Protecting an endangered species outside its natural habitat. For example, like zoo. And see guys, these are wherever we are going to be take them from their original habitat or the natural habitat, it means that they are not going to be survive in their real habitats. Getting? They have to be adjust there. Next, so like zoo parks, botanical garden, aquarium, all these are the ex situ conservation. For the human entertainment, these are going to be conserved. This is also one of the conservation method. If the forest is going to be harmed, but some of the species which are living in the ex situ approaches or the conservation, it means that there also some of the species will be retained for a longer time. This is also one way of conservation, that is through the zoo parks, botanical garden, means different types of the plants will be there in that region, that is called as a botanical garden. Aquarium is the aquatic animals which can survive in such a places are known as a aquarium. For example, like might you have visited to the zoo park, so you have seen or may not be it's consisting of lots of different varieties of the fishes. Along with that fishes, different types of the animals which survive in the water, those are also you can observe there. So that is actually the ex situ conservation. So these things are actually come under the how to protect or the conserving the biodiversity through the ex situ and in situ method. If the question will be arise, you have to mention these points. For any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me anytime. So in the next session we will see protected area in India, how they get protected from the different things. All these things we will see in the next session. Thank you.